What's up, it's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm here in Detroit for Dodge Speed Weeks, and guess what? We finally tracked down something that is all new for the Charger. It's this vehicle right here. This is it. This is a Dodge Charger Daytona, but this particular one is the four-door version. But before we get into this 2026 Charger Daytona, let's talk about what's going on here. So you've seen some changes going on with the Daytona. Dodge has cut out the RT trim for 2026 model year. They're just doing the Scat Pack. I think that's a smart move. I think most people that wanted to go this electrified, what Dodge is calling the electric muscle car route, want to go all in and get the Scat Pack version. But what's great is that Dodge is allowing you to choose whether you want 2 doors or 4 doors. And that goes for the Daytona and also their new Hurricane-powered Charger 6-pack. Obviously, when it comes to 4-door performance cars, there's a lot to choose from. But what I want to find out is, should the Dodge Charger Daytona be the one that you're buying? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this one and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, the color, it's called Bluedicrous. It's all new and it sparkles like a blue raspberry. Now, up front, you can't deny, say whatever you want about the Daytona being electrified, you can't deny that this vehicle has a good look to it. Starts up front with the LED headlights, the LED daytime running lamps that run all the way across, and then on the lower portion, you have that gloss black splitter. I do still have to zonk these fake vents in the corner. That's a little sad. But this part definitely screams muscle car and just looks fantastic in this Bluedicrous color. Absolutely stunning. Now, as we come across the front nose, you got your Fratzog badge, forward-facing camera, and the R-Wing. So this is something that was taken from the early NASCAR days of the Superbirds and the Charger Daytonas and brought that design from the concept car into the Charger Daytona. Body color in the center, and then on the lower portion, this part is functional for cooling because we do have that liquid cooled lithium-ion battery pack in between the front and rear wheels and the belly of this Charger Daytona. But let me know what you think about the face. Like I said, very aggressive, very muscle car. Now, as we rise up, you'll see you have that bulge to the hood, so you know you're getting the muscle bulge. You don't need to overcompensate for any inadequacies that you might have. You got the bulge on it. Plus this R-Wing just looks fantastic. I'm actually gonna have Steven kind of swing around and show you the back side of it because it's a very, very sexy piece of design and style. Now, as we come around the bend, remember this is all wide body. So this is wider than your wide body Charger from the previous generation. It's wider by about 2 inches over your wide body. Now, when we talk about wheel and tire, you're gonna get these good looking flat metallic gray wheels, V-spoke design with those 6-piston Brembo calipers. You do have regen braking, of course. Those rotors are over 16 inches in diameter. That's like a freaking Detroit pizza style size rotor. 20-inch wheels, tires, 305s, all 4 corners. You got a motor up front to power the front wheels and a motor out back to power the rear wheels. But I really think Bluedicrous with these color wheels really hit the nail on the head. Coming down the side, you do have your Rumblebee, looking good. That's one of the coolest badges in all of automotive history. From the side, this shouldn't really look like a longer vehicle to you compared to the 2-door because it literally, they've been able to work it to where they don't have to cut anything. They literally put the new door in. Crazy how they've been able to do that. Now up top you do have that panoramic glass roof, and I like the way they paint everything around it black. Really gives it that nice two-tone. You have your door handles, you're just gonna reach up on in, door pops open, and then you have your gloss black along the lower sill. Now up top you'll notice that we have these carbon fiber mirror caps. And then coming down the side of the vehicle, coming to the 4-door, crazy just how large of a rear door it is and how it almost opens 90 degrees. That's another nice touch. Now, one thing that's kind of crazy is out back, you actually have more rubber to meet the road. You got 325s, 305s up front, 325s out back. The calipers are just ginormous on this thing. Absolutely crazy. There's the Fratzog badge. And then of course, as we continue down the side of the vehicle and Steven swings around, you can see how that rear passenger door now incorporates into that flared rear bodywork. Love this portion. This really reminds me of the original Dodge Chargers from the 60s. You have that gloss black trunk lid spoiler. Of course, all the LED lighting, everything super clean. And then working our way down to ground level, we have our Daytona badge stamped in. When you see Daytona, that's automatically going to tell you that it is an EV. When it says Charger, that's going to be the SIXPACK. And then the other piece of technology, the Fratzonic chamber, which are those reverberations, sort of like a pipe organ of sound, which gives this EV a very unique personality, just like the color. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about power. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. Obviously, with this having motors instead of an engine, you do have a front trunk cargo area, but you do have that electric motor. I thought it would have been cool to put some type of badging or something on top of that electric motor. But what do we have? We actually have two electric motors, one motor up front, one motor out back. They got rid of the whole level 2, stage 2 name and all that. It's just Charger, Daytona, Scat Pack. And that's gonna give you 670 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque. It uses a 94 kilowatt lithium ion battery pack, 0 to 60 with that all-wheel drive in 3.2 seconds, quarter mile in 11.6 seconds. And if you're wondering how much does the car weigh, 5,925 pounds. But very nice to kind of have Dodge give you a choice of whether you now want to have an electric muscle car or if you want to go with the internal combustion engine. But why don't we go ahead, let's turn this thing on and hear that Fratzonic chamber. All right, guys, we are inside this 2026 four-door Charger Daytona in Bluedicrous. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I was on the fence of buying one of these. One of the things that kind of scared me was the price. Has that changed? Well, guess what? I have good news. The new starting price for the Charger Daytona Scat Pack, which remember, that's the only trim available, is $59,995. That's actually way less than what it was last year. And if you want to get the four-door, it's just $2,000 more. So kind of smart how Dodge restructured their pricing and really wanted to make it a valid choice for people that want performance but yet want an EV. But let's see what you get when you go Charger to the door panels. Love the carbon fiber on the interior. Carbon fiber all in that midsection. It's the real deal thing. Red stitching, the black, the white stitching. That little button pops the door open, and then the door pockets are large enough for 4 Krispy Kreme donuts. Steven actually ate one. If he didn't, you could put 5 in there, and a bottle of Yoo-Hoo to wash it down. Going from the door panel to the dash, I love the Daytona name, the real carbon fiber trim, the stitching, the Alcantara, and then slide on in. You got 12.3 inches, baby, right in your face of infotainment system screen. Love the way you have the performance pages. You got your race options. Everything is very easily accessible. Even the drive modes, which are great. So everything is fully set up. Drag, track, whatever you need, it's going to do it. And then this is your home page, but that's not fun. I don't like home pages. I really like this performance pages setup. That's kind of cool. Throw it into reverse. What do we got going on camera-wise? You do have super clear cameras. Look at that Bluedicrous. Looks amazing. And then we're right back where we started. Real volume knob, heated steering wheel, ventilated seats, heated seats. This is how it comes. Down below, 2 USB-Cs, wireless charging, a place for $400,000, not cash. I'm talking about 400 gram bars. Your pistol grip shifter, more carbon fiber. Look at that. Oh, your power on button, 2 cup holders. There's your Dodge key fob with your remote start. Nice soft touch material. Open it up. I got a USB-A, a 12 volt, and enough room in here. I would say you could put probably about 8 Three Musketeer king size bars. And if you're hearing that V8, it ain't coming from this car. I'll tell you that right much. Seats, the leather, the Alcantara, the red stitching, electric assist for the passenger, electric assist for the driver, and you have that panoramic glass roof. Plus, just to show you, look at how they did the pattern, very sort of like technology electronic on the Alcantara. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel in this Charger Daytona. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings in your Charger Daytona. I like the pedal box, aluminum brake pedal, throttle. I just wish they would give me an aluminum dead pedal, for God's sakes. All the seat controls, full electric assist. Seats are fantastic. I could actually sleep right now in these seats, and I might, but not yet. Steering wheel, you're gonna wanna rub your hands all over it. Love the different leather, the Dodge name, flat black. You get your different drive modes, the power shot, which gives you that extra boost of oomph. And then you have the paddles for your regen braking and a 16-inch digital gauge cluster, which you could scroll through a freaking cornucopia of different information, nicely displayed there, including things like your lap timers and all the other readouts, plus a head-up display. But really, when it comes to materials, the materials in here are spot on the freaking money. But let's get in the back seat through the rear doors in this 4-door Charger. All right, guys, backseat time through the 4th door. Now, one thing I want to point out, even the back doors get the carbon fiber, get that red stitching. They didn't cheap out on the backseat passengers. Coming into the back, you have these nice large pockets. Put a couple issues of Mopar magazine, maybe some drag times weekly you could put in there. And then, of course, you have your heated seats. 3 stages of heated seats per side, 2 USB-Cs and AC vents. And then the room back here is just, you might need a Roomba to vacuum up back here because there's so much room. And then you pull down this armrest. Look, they even did the stitching on the armrest. That shows attention to detail. But let's get in the cargo area, because I'm wondering, is it compromised in this 4-door Charger Daytona? Let's go check it out. All right, guys, one of the best things about the Charger Daytona 4-door is that when it comes to cargo space, there's no compromises. Like I said, whether you go with the 2-door or the 4-door, you're still getting the same rear seat volume, but you're also getting the same cargo volume. So those seats will fold down 60-40 split. You do have your area underneath for a box of Twinkies or 2. And then everything just like you would find on the 2-door. So they really have opened up the spectrum of potential customers between those that want the classic 2-door or those that want the more modern 4-door. I know you want to go on throttle in this Bluedicrous Charger Daytona. Trust me, so do I. That moment will be coming soon, but until then, let's wrap it up from Detroit. All right, guys, another great day in so many ways here at the M1 Concourse. Definitely got to thank the whole Dodge team getting us access to this Bluedicrous all-new color for the all-new 4-door Charger Daytona. Let me know what you think. Are you going 2 doors? Are you going 4 doors on your Charger Daytona? And do you like the color Bluedicrous? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Got to give up to Stephen Flood. He woke up at 2:30 this morning just to be here. That's how dedicated he is. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.